Just taking a moment to roll your shoulder blades back. And close your eyes if you wish. And again, just noticing how your body's feeling first thing in the morning. Taking a little bit of time to loosen up. Wonderful. And then letting those shoulders relax. Just letting the hands come down by your sides. We're going to turn the left palm to face up. And just a nice slow lengthening of that left arm to come up. Walk the right hand out, and just starting off with a simple side stretch. Right ear facing the right side, keeping that chest nice and open, and the chin slightly turned up towards the sky. We're just going to hold this for a moment. And then reaching that left arm to come up, turning the palm to face out, trying to keep that arm hugged in towards the ear, and then gently pushing the left hand down. Bringing that right arm up to sky. And then you're going to come up and over, bending that left elbow, bending the right elbow, chin slightly turned up towards sky. Trying to keep your back nice and tall in this position. Coming back up to center, reaching that right arm to come up, pushing the right hand down. Hands coming onto the legs and just shifting the shoulders and the rib cage back from side to side. And then a slight shift of the shoulders and the rib cage, just swaying forward and back. Just loosening up the back. Good. Coming back to center, let's bring the arms back up to sky. Palms above the head, coming into our tenting of the fingertips, opening up the hands, drawing shoulder blades back, elbows to release down, hands to come down into a flat back fold. Nice long spine to center. Arms to come up, hands above the head. To tent fingertips to open and drawing shoulder blades back. Elbows coming down, press the fingertips into the floor as you come into your flat back fold. Coming up to center, one more round of that, arms to lengthen up to sky, hands to come above the head. To tent, to open the fingers, and take your time to draw your shoulder blades back. As you bring the elbows down, turn the fingertips to press into the floor, coming into your flat back fold. Nice lengthen of the spine, nice opening of the chest towards the ground. And coming back to center. Wonderful. Right arm to swoop up. And you're going to just let that right hand come down, bringing the left hand onto the right elbow, and try to bring that right elbow center, keeping the spine nice and tall. That's it. And then bringing the arms to come up, hugging them in, open into V formation. Arms to come back up as you drop the left hand down, grasping hold of that left elbow to bring it into center. Try to keep your knees relaxed in this position. Arms to hug in towards the ears, into V formation. Palms to come back up to touch, bringing hands down to heart center. As you drop the shoulders down, fingertips gently pressing together, we're going to twist to the left side, back to center, and twisting to right. Back to center, bringing those arms up to sky, interlace fingers behind the head, and gently rolling those shoulder blades back. As we roll the shoulder blades back and down, we're going to tip right elbow over to right side, keeping that chest open. Try to tip that left elbow up nice and high to center, and then tipping over to left side. Coming back to center, bringing those interlaced fingers to come up, palms to face up, nice tall spine. And then nice and slowly lowering the arms down, coming into your flat back fold. Nice open chest. Good. Coming back to center, rolling the shoulders back. So we're going to deepen our twist now. What we're going to do is bring the arms back up to sky, hugging the arms in towards the ears to open into our V formation. Arms to come back up to touch, and as you hug those arms in, twist to the left, floating right hand down to the left leg to twist. Deep inhale, back to center, hugging the arms to come up into V. Arms to come back up, twisting to right side, left hand pressing into the right leg, looking behind. Coming back up to center, arms up to sky, opening into V formation. Arms to come back up, and gently bringing those arms down as you come into a flat back fold. Nice open chest. And then coming to center, rolling the shoulder blades back. So what we're going to do here is come into our body roll, just a few rotations on each side. So as you come forward, just gently pressing down on your legs, shifting over towards that left leg, and then a nice spinal release, dropping the chin down, rolling over to right side. And just really trying to move that spine around, move the belly, shoulders, and rib cage. Nice wake up stretch to do first thing in the morning. Good, and then the opposite direction. Really trying to move that upper body as much as you can. And then bringing the body back to center, rolling the shoulder blades back. So what we're going to do here is bring your feet at hip distance apart, knees are bent. You're going to just do a little bit of a gentle sway of those knees from side to side. And then come back to center. Right foot comes in towards you, left foot comes gently back behind you, heel in towards the glute. Nice tall spine. Turning over to that right side and lowering the belly, the chest, and the head to come down. You're going to come up to center. You're going to place your hands back behind you, and you're going to shift to bring that left foot into center, right leg back behind you. Twisting to the left side as you bring that belly, chest, and head down towards the floor. To come up to center, bringing the hands back behind, bringing those legs out in front. Wrapping the arms around the shins, tucking the knees in towards the chest, and rounding of the spine as the chin comes down. Coming to center, bringing the legs out in front, coming into your staff pose. Sitting onto your sit bones, rolling the shoulder blades back, tenting the fingertips behind you, toes to point up towards the ceiling. I want you to take a nice deep inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, folding forward. Good. One more time to come up. Exhale, fold forward to hold. Then bringing your hands out to grasp hold of either your toes or the ankles as you begin to round the spine slightly, opening the belly, the chest, and the head to come down towards the ground. Walking the hands back up to center, swooping the arms to come up, opening into V formation. Palms to come back up to touch, hands to come down to heart center. As the hands are here at heart center, coming into your flat back fold. Keeping those toes pointing up towards the sky. That's it. Back to center. What we're going to do here is bend the right knee and bring that right foot underneath the left leg and bring the left knee on top of the right knee. Sitting up nice and tall, trying to relax in this position is very good stretch for our hips. Starting off with the fingertips again tented behind. Start off with your flat back fold. As you relax the knees, you're bringing the belly towards those legs. You can hold here or bringing the arms out in front as you begin to fold the body towards that top leg. Very intense stretch for the hips. Unraveling to come up to center. You're going to bring those hands back behind you and you're going to do that switch. Lean back. You're going to bring that left leg underneath. right knee over top. Just taking a moment to adjust yourself. Arms, they can hold onto your feet at first, just lengthening the spine, and then bringing those hands back to come into your flat back fold. Nice open chest. Good. Holding for a moment. Either staying here or bringing those arms out in front. Use your body as a weight to come down onto that top leg. Taking a couple breaths here. And as you unravel to come back up to center, bring those hands back behind you. Bring the feet out in front at hip distance apart, swaying those knees from side to side. Good. And then coming back to center, left leg extending out in front, right foot coming in towards the groin. A little bit of a sway from side to side, moving the shoulders, moving the belly, and then try to wiggle that belly towards the left thigh as you release the head down towards the knee. Unraveling to come up to center, hands back behind as we bring the right leg out in front, left foot in towards that right thigh. Again, just shifting from side to side for a moment. So you're wiggling those shoulders, you're wiggling that belly, trying to come a little bit closer down towards that right leg, and then to hold. Belly, chest, head coming down. And just noting one side can be considerably different to the other side, just taking that in. Using that exhale to come a bit deeper down, and then unraveling to come up, hands back behind, feet down to the floor, and gently swaying those hips from side to side. Good. Feet back out in staff pose, sitting onto the sit bones, hands to heart center. Swooping the arms to come up. Exhale, coming into full forward fold. Inhale to swoop up. Exhale to come down. And one more time to come up. Exhale to release down. Good. Coming back up to center. Placing the left ankle on the right thigh. Gently pushing that left knee down a few times. And then hands gently back behind, folding the belly towards right thigh. To center, left leg extending, right leg. Bring that ankle on top, gently pushing that right knee down. Hands back behind, folding forward, belly towards left thigh. Coming back to center, hands back behind. One last time, that sway of the knees from side to side. Okay, coming back to center position, let's come onto the hands and knees into our tabletop position. So hands are stacked underneath your shoulders. Start off with a bit of a hip sway from side to side. I'd like to come right into pigeon pose today. So what we're going to do here is just bring that right knee forward. We'll start off in swan, if you wish, bringing that left leg back behind, keeping the body nice and centered. If this is where you want to stay, stay here. If you want to move that right knee out to the right side and come a little bit lower down, come into your pigeon pose. So just trying to stay nice and centered for a moment. Walk those hands out in front into a nice wide open position as you tent the fingertips and begin to slowly open the belly and the chest down towards the floor. Using that belly as a weight to come down and then pushing straight back up. Good. We're going to come down again nice and slowly, controlling this movement. And to come back up to center. And then one more time, slowly coming down. And pushing back up to center. Good. Walking the hands a little bit closer in towards the body. You're just going to do a bit of a sway from side to side. And then you're going to come back to center and do a little bit of a twist to your left side, opening the chest to the left. Bring that left hand to the back of the left leg if you can. Good. Coming back to center, hands firmly planted into the ground, curling the left toes under, slowly coming up into our downward dog. You can do this with your knees bent, nice hips lengthening up towards the sky, ears in line with the arms and holding. Or you can pedal those heels out. Your first down dog will feel a little stiff. And then slowly coming up to center, bringing left knee forward, extending the right leg back behind us. So again, staying there in swan or opening that left knee to left side as you lower down. And then walking those hands out in front, tenting the fingertips, and slowly opening the belly and chest down towards the floor. Pushing back up to center, to slowly lowering down. And pushing back up to center. Good, last movement, really controlled to lower down. To push straight back up. And to come a little bit closer with those hands, a bit of a sway from side to side. Good. And then that gentle opening to the right side. Right hand comes to the back of the leg. Coming back to center, hands planted onto the floor, curling the right toes under, coming up into your downward facing dog. Again, pedaling those heels out as you bring those hips up nice and high. Slowly bringing the knees down to the floor, tucking the toes in towards each other, bringing those hips back, coming into your first child's pose. And then coming back up onto hands and knees into our tabletop position. So from here, what I'd like to do is bring your right foot forward, edge that left knee back a few steps. Start a very gentle sway again, side to side. And then a very gentle sway forward and back. Wonderful. Curling your left toes under, planting that left hand onto the floor. As you slowly start to bring that left knee away from the ground, you're going to turn and open your chest to the right. Swoop that right arm up to sky. From here, you're going to drop the right hand back behind you to hold. Right arm to come up to sky. Slowly bringing right hand down to the floor. Take your time to step back, coming into your downward facing dog. Knees down to the floor, untucking the toes, coming into your child's pose. Coming up to center, stepping forward with the left foot, edging that right knee back, starting off with your side sway. Gentle hip movement. And then that gentle sway forward and back. Good. Take your time with this movement. And then coming back to center. So we curl the right toes under. You can leave your right knee on the floor if you wish. Planting that right hand to the floor, opening the chest and bringing that left arm up to sky. Bringing that left hand back behind you, over towards that right hip. Left arm to come up, bringing left hand down to the floor and stepping into your downward facing dog. or bent knee down dog, tipping those hips up high, or pedaling the heels down towards the floor. Knees down to the floor and tucking the toes, coming into your child's pose. And then coming back up onto hands and knees into our tabletop position. So from here, what I'd like to do is come into a supported plank position. So what we're going to do is cross your arms, fingertips pointing towards the opposite elbow, bringing the hands out in front to interlace the fingers, and then stepping back with the legs, curling the toes under and lowering those hips down. Good. You're going to walk your feet a bit closer as you bring your hips up towards the sky, lengthening the spine, letting the crown of the head release down as you look back at your toes. Walk back into your supported plank position, lowering the hips down, opening the chest towards the floor. Knees down to the ground, uncurling the toes, coming down onto the belly just for a moment. And then here, placing the hands underneath the shoulders. Elbows tucked in towards the body and legs together. Gently squeezing the glutes together. I want you to just bring your chest and your head away from the ground. You're not coming up too high. Elbows tucked in to hold, to release back down. I'm going to do this again, legs together, pushing those hands into the ground, squeezing the glutes together, but this time bringing the hands away from the floor, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Hands to come down, lowering the chest down, head to release down to floor. Curling the toes under, coming up onto the knees and bringing those hips back into your child's pose. Coming up onto the hands and knees, stepping forward with right foot. Left knee comes away to the ground. Inhaling right arm up to sky. Exhaling right hand down to floor. Stepping into your downward facing dog. Knees down to the ground, untucking the toes into your child's pose. To come back up onto hands and knees as we step left foot forward, curl the right toes under. Right knee coming away from the ground as you open left arm up to sky. To bring left hand back down to ground. Coming up into your downward facing dog or bent knee downward dog. From here, bringing the weight onto the hands, bringing the knees down to the floor, opening knees wide, toes into touch as we bring hips back, belly, chest, head coming down. You're going to lengthen your arms out in front, stretching those arms out, opening the chest, opening the armpits towards the ground, and then slowly coming up onto the knees. Hinging your hips forward, aligning the shoulders above the wrists. What we're going to do here is bend the elbows, lower the chest down towards the floor to hover, to push straight back up, and bringing those hips back towards the heels, lengthening the spine. Coming back up, hips forward, shoulders above the wrist. Keep the elbows tucked in as you lower down. Opening chest to push up. Exhale, hips back, lengthening spine. Coming up on the inhale, exhale to come down, to come back up to center, and to bring those hips back. Good. One more time to come up, to release down, to push up, hips back towards those heels, opening up the chest. Pushing the chest away from the ground, sliding that right hand underneath the left arm, lowering down to the shoulder for a moment. Back to center. Right hand reaches out in front, left arm scooches underneath, lowering down on left shoulder. Coming back to center, coming up onto the hands and knees into the tabletop position. Just a very gentle sway of those hips from side to side. And we're going to come right back into that supported plank position. So what we're going to do is fold those arms, bringing the fingertips down towards the elbows. Bringing those hands out in front to interlace. Stepping back with the legs, dropping the hips down. Walking the feet forward, coming into your supported dolphin pose. Now from here, as those hips tip up, and you're opening the chest towards the ground, you're going to slowly come forward, bringing your chin towards the hands, back up into supported dolphin. To lower, chin down towards hands, back up into dolphin. And then one last time, chin towards the hands, hips back up to sky. Knees down to ground, untucking the toes, back into your child's pose. Slowly unraveling the body to come up, sitting on top of the knees for a moment, bringing that right hand onto the left leg to twist. Back to center and to the right side. Back to center, rolling the shoulder blades back, interlacing the fingers behind you. Nice stretch for the chest. Wonderful. Just do a bit of a side stretch while we're here. Left arm over top of the head. Right ear facing the right side to center. And then over to the left side. To center. And I'd actually like you to come up onto your knees. So knees are at hip distance apart. Just letting your arms rest down by your sides for a moment. Again, coming into another side stretch. Right fingertips lengthening down towards the ground. Bringing that left arm up to sky. A little bit more intense of a stretch than in sitting position. Good. Coming back, just floating. Left arm down, right arm to reach up. Good. Coming up to center, bringing those arms close in towards the body or in towards the ears. Then open into our V formation. Arms to come back up and bringing those hands down to heart center. Good. Again, from here, we're going to step that right foot forward. This time what you're going to do is make a gentle twist to the right side. Bring the right arm back behind you so it's parallel with the floor. And then bring that left arm so it's parallel with the ground. Bring the left hand down to the floor. Right hand down to the ground, bending the elbows, releasing crown of the head towards the floor. To unravel, to come back up, stepping the right knee back, swooping the arms up to sky, into our V formation. Arms to come back up to touch, hands down to heart center. Nice deep inhale through the nose, and releasing the breath. Good. Stepping forward with the left foot. Coming into that gentle twist to the left. Left arm extends back behind you. And then if you can, right arm to extend out in front. Right hand swivels down to the floor, left hand comes down, bending the elbows, releasing crown of the head down. To come back up, stepping that left foot back, knees underneath the hips, and swaying those shoulders, the arms, and the wrists back. Shoulders roll back, interlacing fingers behind us, opening up the chest, stretching the shoulder blades. Wonderful. From here, we're going to come into a low squat position while we're kind of halfway down towards the floor. What we're going to do, place your hands on the floor, just start coming onto the balls of your feet, fingertips onto the floor, just seeing if you can bring that spine nice and tall. One hand or two hands to balance on the floor, or bringing those arms away from the ground and opening those legs a little bit deeper, Deeper stretch here, palms facing forward. So make sure your shoulders are dropped and the spine is very tall and centered. Good, bringing hands to heart center. Pushing the palms out to the sides. Drawing the hands to come back in. To push palms back out. To bring hands back in. Good, and to bring the hands back out. To draw hands back in. Good, holding here, hands at heart center. You're going to bring your elbows on the inside of the legs, or if you can, walking the feet out a little bit further apart, keeping that chest nice and center as you bring your feet flat to the floor. Good. And then from here, what I want you to do is bring your hands out in front, come back up onto the balls of the feet, lift your hips up a bit, and then bring those elbows in front of the legs. This may be as far as you're going to get. Just bring your weight onto the hands to hold. If you can, tip your hips up a bit higher, pressing those elbows into the shin and then alternating one toe or one foot away from the floor at a time. If you can, if you've tried this pose before, bringing both feet away from the ground, keeping that chest open towards the floor, balancing here in crow. Slowly coming back to center, very slowly unraveling the body to come up to your standing position and taking a moment to roll the shoulder blades back. Shoulders rolling back, again, interlacing the hands behind, keeping that chest nice and open. And then back to center. What we're going to do here is place that right foot onto the ground. You're going to grab hold of your left foot and bring the heel in towards you. That right arm can stay on your hip, or that right arm can hug in towards the right ear. Holding here or a slight hinge forward, bringing that right arm forward, bringing that left foot to come up. You're going to come back, you're going to draw that right arm out to your side. Right arm to come up. To draw right arm out to the side. Right arm to come up. And one last time, right arm out to side. Reaching that right arm up. Left foot to the ground, both arms up to sky, deep inhale. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Good. Shoulders drawn back, interlace the fingers, stretching the chest. Preparing for other side. So left foot plants into the ground. Right foot, you're grasping hold of, bringing that left knee beside the right knee. Hips and shoulders are square. Left arm to reach up to sky to hold, or a slight hinge forward. Bringing that right foot to come up. Coming back to center. Bring that left elbow out to left side. Left arm to reach back up. Left arm to draw out. To bring left arm back up. And then to draw that left arm out to side. Left arm back up. Right foot down to the floor, lengthening both arms up to sky into our V formation. Palms back up to touch. Hands coming down to heart, bending the knees, coming into closed knees chair pose. Swooping the arms back behind us. And then swooping the arms out in front. To lengthen, deep inhale. Exhale, coming into your flat back fold. Opening chest towards the ground, holding here. Bending the knees, unraveling the body to come up, drawing those shoulder blades back. Right, hands to heart, nice deep inhale, releasing the breath. Deep inhale, releasing the breath. Good, another balancing pose. What we're going to do is bring the left foot back to the floor, right ball of the foot coming out in front. hands to the heart to start. You're going to bend your left knee. You're going to bring that right leg up and then bring that heel on top of the left leg. Right knee coming out to right side. Arms to come up to sky. Hands above the head. Tent the fingertips. Draw shoulder blades back and slowly releasing the arms down. Coming back to center, drawing shoulder blades back. Preparing for other side. Right foot plants into the floor. Follow the left foot onto the ground and bending that right knee. You're going to bring that left ankle on top of the right thigh, hands to heart center. Arms to slowly come up, hands above the head. To tent fingertips, to open and draw shoulder blades back. Elbows coming down, hands coming down. Good. Left foot, right foot, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Just twist it out. Nice, gentle movement from side to side. All right, coming back to center position. Bring your feet a little bit wider apart. Turn your right toes out to right side, left toes slightly facing in. Bring your hands on top of your belly to start. Nice deep inhale, releasing the breath. You're going to tip that right elbow, that right shoulder over towards the right side. Bringing that left arm up to sky. Holding for a moment, keeping that chest nice and open. And then a gentle twist to the right leg, coming into a flat back fold, belly towards the right thigh. Opening left arm back up into triangle pose. To swoop back down into nice half fold, belly towards the right thigh. Good, last time, left arm to lengthen up. Bending the right knee to come up to center. Feet back parallel, a little bit of movement from side to side. And then coming back to center, left foot turned out to left side. Right toes slightly facing in. Hands onto the belly. Nice deep inhale, releasing the breath. Left shoulder over towards left side. Left hand slides down the left leg as that right arm lengthens up to sky. Keeping the chest nice and open. Slowly turning to face the left leg, belly towards left thigh. Nice flat back. To open that right arm back up to sky, coming into Trikonasana. And then coming into your flat back fold, belly towards the left thigh. Bending that left knee, slowly unraveling the body to come up, feet back to center, rolling the shoulder blades back. As we're here in this position, just turning your toes to point out into a V formation, bending the knees slightly to start, and then bringing those palms to face up. Arms to come up to shoulder height, and then bringing the palms to push down center. Arms to come up to shoulder height, and then down to center. One more time, up to shoulder height, and down center. Good. Feet parallel, tipping the hips back, coming into your flat back fold. Sliding the hands just below the knees. Bringing your hands down to the floor, walking the hands out, coming into a wide-legged plank position. Hands underneath the shoulders. Bringing the knees down to the ground, untucking the toes, toes to touch, coming into your open knees child's pose. Slowly unraveling, come back up onto the knees, sitting onto the knees if you can, rolling shoulder blades back, interlacing the fingers, stretching the chest. Deep inhale, releasing the breath. And second deep inhale, releasing the breath. Wonderful. Bringing those hands in front, Right knee forward, left leg extending back, coming back into our pigeon pose. Nice tall body, sinking down. Deep inhale, exhale, folding forward. Inhale to come up. Exhale, releasing the breath. Hands to the floor, tucking the left toes under, coming into your downward facing dog. Left knee coming forward, right leg extending back into pigeon on our left side. Keeping the body tall and centered to start, and then nice and slowly folding forward. Unraveling the body to come back up. Slowly coming forward. One more time, coming back up. Planting those hands onto the floor, curling the right toes under, back up into your downward facing dog. One last time, pedaling those heels down towards the floor as you lengthen the spine. Coming forward, bringing the knees together, feet together, coming back to sit on top of the heels, rolling the shoulder blades back, interlacing the fingers, stretching those shoulder blades back. Wonderful. Great. Let's come into a sitting position just for a moment, and then we'll come onto the back. So what I'd like you to do is actually bring your knees together, bring your feet together, and hug those knees in towards the chest. And you're just going to gently release the chin down, release the head down, shoulders are dropped. Coming back to center. You're going to bring your feet away from the floor, keeping those knees tucked in towards the body, belly button in towards the spine to hold. Good, just for a moment, feet down, slight tuck of the chin down towards the chest. Coming back to center, hugging those knees in, legs parallel with the ground if you can, and then bringing those arms parallel with the legs. Good, to hold here or to lengthen the left leg out in front, and alternating as you keep that belly button tucked in towards the spine. Good, feet down, roll down that spine, chin down towards the chest. And then from here, let's come onto our back, nice and slowly. As you come down onto the back, you're taking your time to unravel the spine, bringing the shoulders, the head down, right into your knees to chest pose. Rock it out, side to side. And give your back a bit of a massage after the core work that we've done. And then bringing our body back to center. Lengthen those legs up to sky, pushing the bottoms of the feet up. Lengthening the arms up, pushing the palms to face up. Just holding for a moment, keeping that belly tucked in towards the spine. You're going to open the arms out into T formation, and then gentle point with the toes. You're going to open the legs into wide open V formation to come back up to sky. To open into V, to come back up to sky, and then one more time into V, back up to sky. Knees to come into chest, hugging knees to center in knees to chest pose, a gentle rock, forward and back. From here, I want you to bring both legs back up to sky. You're pushing the bottoms of the feet up. Bring those arms so they're out into your T formation so you can anchor those shoulders down. And your jump, right heel down towards the floor, keeping that left leg up high, and then right leg back up to sky. Left heel to come down towards the ground, and then back up to sky. Pointing the toes into your V formation, Legs to come back up, knees to come into chest. Feet down to the floor at hip distance apart as we bring the hips to come up, hips to come down. Got knees into center, pushing feet up to sky. Right heel down towards the ground, right heel to come back up. Left heel to lower, left leg to come back up. Point of the toes as we open into V formation. Legs to come back up. Slowly bring the feet down at hip distance apart, hips to hinge, to bring back down. Good. We're going to do one more round of this. Knees into chest. Feet to press up. Toes to point. Flex the feet again. Good. Keep them there as you bring right heel down towards the ground. Right leg back up. Left heel to lower. Left leg back up. Pointing the toes to open wide into V formation. To bring back up. Bring those knees into chest, hug knees into center. And give yourself either a gentle rock forward and back, or a very gentle rock side to side. Good. We're going to revisit that bridge pose just for a moment. So what you're going to do is bring your feet back down to hip distance apart. This time gently let the arms come back behind you. Pressing the feet into the ground as you tip the hips up, squeezing the glutes together to hold, to lower back down. Coming back up to hold. Good. Lowering back down. And then one more time to come back up to hold and to lower back down. Good. Knees coming into chest. Arms anchored back out into your T formation, and let both knees gently fall over to the left side. I'm just holding here for a moment. Nice spinal twist. You can close your eyes, letting the arms and the shoulders become very heavy to the floor. Slowly bringing knees back to center, pushing feet up towards the sky. Knees back into chest, knees over to the right side to hold, spinal twist. Closing the eyes. Bringing knees back to center. Hug knees into chest. Well done. Gentle rock forward and back or side to side. And then from here, bring your feet down to the floor, knees together, turning the bottoms of the feet to touch, and then opening the knees wide. Arms back behind you, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. And here, I just want you to gently turn your head from side to side. Very gentle release of the neck. Good. Bringing the head back to center. What you do from here is bring the palms touching, fingertips to touch, and slowly lengthening the arms up to sky, keeping the palms together. Draw your belly button in towards the spine as you unravel the back, bringing the hands towards the heels to hold. Unraveling spine and arms to come back behind us. Coming back up, belly button draws in, fingertips towards the heels. Arms to come back up and arms to come back behind. One last movement to come up. Folding forward. To come back up, releasing the arms back behind. Gentle sway of the head from side to side. And then from here, you can do any last movement you wish to do. And it's time already to come into your final resting position. Preferably on your back. If you want to lie down on your couch or on your bed, you can. Or if you want to sit with me, you can as well. Lots of different variations for final meditation. So taking a moment to get into your comfortable position, moving that body until you feel completely at ease, and closing your eyes. Now just take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and just a nice slow release of the breath. Second deep inhale, slow release of the breath. And one more nice deep inhale, slow release of the breath. In this position, allowing the body to become as heavy and relaxed as possible. So feeling every part of the body that's connecting to the ground right now, and allowing yourself just to come a little bit deeper into this position. So allowing that body to rest and allowing that body to be still. And the more that you're allowing yourself to come into this comfortable position, the easier it is for the breath. It's a very gentle rhythm of the breath and slowing it down. Gentle inhale through the nose, gentle release of the breath. Gentle inhale through the nose, gentle release of the breath. And just focusing on that movement of breath for a moment, enjoying this stillness, enjoying this last few moments of class. Taking a moment to scan your body, noticing how you're feeling, and noticing if you wish to continue your meditation, staying in this position for a while longer. If you're ready to come out of this position, just beginning to bring very gentle movement back to your body. Either gentle twist or lengthening your arms or your legs. And then any other stretch or movement that you wish to do, awakening the body. Or again, staying in this position that you've chosen for a little while longer. And coming to your sitting position to end practice with me. Ending off the practice together, sitting nice tall spine, hands at heart center as we bring arms up to sky into our V formation. Palms back up to touch and hands coming down to heart center. Second movement to come up into V formation. Palms back up to touch Hands down to heart. And then one more time to come up into V. Palms to touch, hands coming down to heart. Thumbs resting onto the chest, bowing down, deep inhale, and releasing the breath. Namaste. Many thanks. Hopefully some of you got to join in live with me today. If you're doing this at a different time, hope you enjoyed the practice. Have a wonderful weekend. The weather report looks absolutely gorgeous. Maybe you'll do some outdoor yoga. Anyways, peace, love, and sunshine. Take care of yourself.